Good evening and welcome to the Vernon Township Supervisors meeting for June 6, 2024. Start the meeting with prayer and salute to the flag. Heavenly Father, we request your guidance in this meeting tonight that we may make sound decisions for the citizens of our township. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, you?
Davis.
Here.
Stone.
Here.
Maloney.
Here.
Snyder.
Here.
Carnes.
Here. This isn't comment, but it's like everybody's tuning in through Armstrong tonight, so thank you, Armstrong. Approval of the minutes for the May 2nd, 2024 Supervisors regular meeting. Have a motion?
So.
Motion and second. All in favor? Aye. Anyone not in favor? Okay. Approval of minutes for the May 2nd, 2024 conditional use hearing for McCandless Roundabout Auto Sales. Motion?
Make that motion.
Have a motion?
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Not in favor? Okay. Finances. Motion to direct the treasurer to issue checks for the approved vouchers due for payment.
So moved.
Motion.
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone not in favor? Motion to ratify payroll for the employees from April 26th through June 1st and the supervisor's pay. Motion.
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
And not in favor? All right. We have no correspondence, so we'll move right into road report with Joel Stone, Roadmaster.
Good evening, Supervisors. Road report for Vernon Township, June 6, 2024. We trimmed trees on Sportsman and Putman Road, getting ready for our blacktop project. Mowed berms. We've mowed Ernst Trail from the Vernon Township section of Ernst Trail, at least one pass. We've cleaned ditches and pipes with the last couple rainstorms. We still have some leaves, and since we've mowed, now we have some weeds and stuff like that in front of pipes. Attended a flagger training class. We started blacktop patching on Cotton Road in preparation for the tar and chip program. Removed some trees that have come down in the last couple storms from Williams and Cotton Road. We placed and watered the flowers and the flower pots up at the roundabout. Sean did a good job at getting all the plants, and surprisingly a lot of them did survive from the previous year. Roach Park, we had a company come in and do the hydro seeding. We've spread some more grass seed in some areas that weren't coming along quite as fast as the other ones. We raised the swings on the swing set on the request of quite a few of the residents. Since we've done some work in there, we brought the ground up a little bit, and all the kids were scraping their knees instead of their feet on the swings, so we took care of that. And as we've had time, we've mowed and cleaned up brush underneath the trees, just trying to help with some of the tick problems and stuff like that's in the park. Lincoln Ave, we continue to remove the garbage from the playground at Lincoln Ave. Equipment, we've cleaned and maintained equipment as needed. Truck 22 did have the state inspection completed on it. Truck 15 is down at Geneva Trucking now, getting the state inspection, should be done tomorrow. Cleanup day was a success. We did lose an hour this past year. We went from 7 to 2 instead of 7 to 3. We ended up with 201 loads. Last year, with that extra hour, we had 3 more loads. We had 204 loads. Tonnages are pretty comparable in between the 2 years. The only thing I really have to say is now school's officially out. The kids' last day was today, so there's going to be children all over the place playing, hopefully, and having a good time, enjoying some good weather here. So just, be cautious out there when you're driving up and down the roads. Watch for the workers out there. There's a lot of stuff being done, and now we've got garage sales and everything else going on, so just be careful, and hopefully everybody has a good summer. That's all I have.
Thank you, Joe. Any questions?
I got one. Lincoln Avenue, I noticed you removed the garbage. Has anybody gone back on that trail recently?
We've been on it in the beginning of the year. Typically, the gentleman that mows will let us know if there's any trees or anything down there. We do have a couple people that walk, regularly.
Does he mow like the side of the trail like you did on the Ernst Trail?
He does a little bit down there. Typically, we go down with our equipment and mow the side of that trail also, and no, we have not done that one yet. We were kind of focusing on the daylighting program, trying to get ready for blacktop and stuff like that.
I
when we
was
had
just
the weather.
curious. I remember it's been a year, but I walked down there and I noticed that the trail was getting smaller and smaller, and it needed kind of like
Correct.
mowed
And
back.
depending on what time, if you're there before we get there and mow, yes, it encroaches upon the trail.
Yes.
And then, we
I'm
typically,
gonna go walk it now. I just
Well-
actually have forgotten all about it, to be perfectly honest with you.
well, let me know, and
Yeah,
we'll
I'll
push
let
it
you
back,
know. I
we'll push it
noticed
back
that
5
you-
more feet.
I noticed that you mowed the Ernst Trail, that's what popped it in my
Yep.
mind. I got you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I noticed on our bills that we paid, that the slide pads came in,
They did.
those installed already.
So we put those in there, and I haven't seen them move yet, so I think they're a success. We put those
Will you
on,
glue those now?
no, they're just laying there, and they're only on the bigger playground, because we're starting to get little depressions from everybody, I guess, coming to a crash landing at the end of the slide. So, they seem to be
Won't
working
steel
well.
them if they're not glued down?
They are kind of heavy. I mean, I'm not saying that a good sized kid's not going to be able to move it, but they are pretty stout. I'm not sure even what product you would use, to be honest, Fritz, on how we would glue that. We would have to go back to the manufacturer and see what they would
On
recommend.
TV, flex steel or whatever.
If you have a little bit, we'll try it.
Yeah.
Joe, I had a question.
Yes.
There's a section down there of the trail down at Roach Park that is just basically off the edge of the trail. It's just polluted with poison ivy. Is there something we can do with that? Because I hate to see kids get off the trail, run around and,
I would have to look, but I believe we could utilize the bleach and vinegar mixture,
Okay.
that would go ahead and eradicate that. And then as it, starts to deteriorate, then we can rip the roots out of the ground. I think that's ultimately the only thing you can really do with poison ivy is to remove it that way.
it's that section there by the sewage pump station that's right around there. It's just,
On its way down.
yeah, coming around. Not the one at the bottom.
Okay.
But as you come off, the first one, it's off of the hill there.
Okay, in behind that the first restroom and stuff like that there.
Right.
Back by shelter 5.
The pavilion in the parking area, right?
Okay.
It's just, there's tons of poison ivy there.
Okay.
Should we put some tape up to mark it?
I don't know, it's, a lot of people don't know what poison ivy looks like.
And then, if their dogs go down there too.
And then they cut the dog and then,
Yeah,
yeah,
so I mean, it's,
it's pretty bad.
Okay, we'll address that first part of the week.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
good point. Anything, Scott? The flowers look great. I did look at them the other day. When I'm driving, I'm driving. That's when people wanted flowers. I was like, she's
Yeah.
driving. But I did. I was actually going to 19, so I did look at them. They look really nice. Now those pots are set up. We can water them how often? Every week or something?
In the beginning, we typically go up there every week. But last year, they seemed to be able to, self-sustain for about 3 weeks after we got them full. The pots that Robbie bought are self-wicking, so there's a tank on the outside.
Right. Yeah.
We did set up, a couple small pumps with some smaller tanks, and if we need to, we do have a bigger tank that we can take up there at any given time. But typically, the 300-gallon tank fills up everything we need to. If we don't get it all done in one day, we go back up first thing in the morning the next morning. But
Yeah.
those operations for us are all done at like 6 o'clock in the morning. We're trying to beat traffic and
Sure. Yeah.
get in and out of there.
Yeah. All righty. Well, yeah, they look very good. Thank you. Good report. Next, administration zoning report, Robert Horvat, manager.
Good evening, Supervisors. The month of May was very productive in Vernon Township. First, I'd just like to thank everybody that participated, both those working the event and the residents in the Township Cleanup Day. I thought everything went very well, and we were able to provide a great service to our community. Time was spent on this month working on both of the potential ATV and solar ordinances. I thank all the residents that stopped in, called, or emailed their thoughts on the ATV ordinance after it was discussed at last month's meeting. That feedback is a critical part of the process, and we thank you for your participation. I'd also like to thank the County Planning Office for hosting a PSAT seminar on solar ordinances this past month. It helped provide valuable information and ideas for our ordinance. As we start in the summer, I just want to encourage everybody to get out and use our great recreational facilities. There are still shelters available to rent throughout the summer at Roach Park for picnics, but they're going fast, so please contact the township if you'd like one. The softball leagues being run by the Mark are in full swing at Lincoln Avenue. They've done a great job in fixing the fields up and have installed a turf batter boxes at nearly all the fields down there. And for zoning and planning, there was one subdivision reviewed by the Township Planning Commission in May. That's before you for approval tonight. We continue to see inquiries on commercial projects along the Carnegie Corridor, so we should see additional construction later this summer, such as the new Taco Bell, and continued construction on the corridor into 2025. That's my report for the month, unless you guys have any questions.
Any questions for Rob? No, thank you, Rob. Good report. And we talked about most of what I want to talk to before this. So, great. Next, police report. Chief Stefanucci, Meadville PD.
Good evening. For the month of May, we responded to 386 calls for service. We had 7 accidents, which is down from previous months. I'm glad to see that. 126 traffic stops, 76 citations and 50 warnings, 19 criminal arrests. We have been getting several complaints of speed throughout the township. We are working with Joel and the road crew. They're painting new lines for us. So fair warning to the motoring public, we will be out running speed throughout the rest of the summer. So I look to see some citations probably go up, and hopefully the accidents continue to go down. That's all I have.
All right. How many accidents are we seeing in the roundabout? Are we seeing?
No. So a lot of times I think they don't make it into the statistics because they will be a non-reportable, where they pull off in the sheets and they exchange their information. They're happening.
Yeah.
Just the roundabout's probably doing what it's designed to do and making the accidents lower speed, more of a fender bender than an incident requiring police intervention.
Good.
I've noticed the difference in the speed on 322 here and the careless driving, let's say, people cutting in and out of traffic. So good job. I see 126 traffic stops. Are most of those warnings speed or careless driving?
It's a little bit of everything. If you ever want, I can give you the whole list, but it's anything from a registration to inspection to careless driving. Phenomenal amount of people don't have driver's licenses. They're running stop signs. They're passing. I don't know that we've had any instances this year with the road crew, but PennDOT working on the side of the road. Yesterday on the way into work on Harmsburg Road, had a young lady almost collide with their broom. So not pulling over to the other lane when there's work. Citations like that. So that's all without speed. So.
Well, good job, because I definitely see a difference on 322. It was the Wild West there, sort of.
Yeah.
Some days.
Do you offer a walkout service, with
Yes, we do. So we've kept it around a lot. I know a lot of municipalities got away from it.
Right.
It's hard to tell somebody to pay $160 to call a lockout service. So we still do it. We can't get into everything. Some of these newer cars have blocks, theft protection, but we still try. So yeah, if you're locked out, call us. We'll come.
Anybody else? Thank you, Chief. Engineers report, Ashley Porter, Township Engineer.
A quick report on continued development in Vernon Township. Everybody can see the TJ Maxx buildings going up,
Yeah,
starting to look
absolutely.
more like a development. Paving will be happening soon throughout the development. It was actually scheduled for the roadways within the development. However, we had a conflict with the crane that was needed to erect TJ Maxx, so we had to postpone the paving a bit, but now that'll be back on schedule. So that development will come about, you'll start seeing the interior lights go up, it'll start really looking good here shortly. And then the other development with the oil change shop and some of the other sites are coming about. We have had inquiry that is leading into development in the next year now. So that's always good. See, we're building a backlog of growth in the township for next year. So altogether, it's been a good start to the year, and we'll see it continue through the year and into next year. That's all I have.
I know I've asked Rob too, but it's not, on the car wash here, why it's not open yet. I get asked that so much.
Yeah, a lot of people ask me
Yeah,
too.
come on,
That
yeah.
is.
I mean, it looks like it's ready to go, except for landscape.
My understanding is there's still a power issue there. As you can see, it looks like it's ready to go.
They got a solar panel.
But it isn't.
Like that.
Has nothing to do with the township, it's all the developer side. So.
Yeah, but really, that's kind of what we've been told.
Yeah.
Where are we at with the property down there where the old Palace Restaurant used to be, where the sub shop was gonna go in?
There was, that development appears to have fallen through in McAllister Deli. So we have had outreach to the developer to encourage them to move to something else. And we'll be talking with them if that doesn't happen to get that lot squared away a little better.
Anything else? Thank you, Ashley. Solicitor report, Jeff Millen, Township Solicitor.
Good evening, everyone. Again, a short report. I won't have a long one because Dave will give me heck if I give him a long one. So, so I continue to work with Rob and Ashley on the solar ordinance. We've reviewed that a couple times now, and look forward to finalizing that and continuing to review the things that Rob provides me regularly on the basis, and look forward to the summer. And we'll say, as an aside, my family has been to Roach Park a couple times, and some family and friends, and it's spectacular there. It's awesome. Great comments from that place. So it's a really, really great job at Roach Park. But that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. Anything for Jeff? Daniel? Yeah. All right. New business, motion to approve the John W. Shakely subdivision that we went over in the work session. Have a motion?
Second?
Motion second, all in favor? Aye. Not in favor. Motion to approve resolution 2024-11, the defined contribution pension fund enrollment clarification. A motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second. Motion and second, all in favor? Aye. Anyone not in favor? Okay, that's just something we had to go through with our pension fund to clarify some things. So, motion to approve resolution 2024-12, amending resolution 2003-11, capital reserve fund for anticipated capital expenditures of the Vernon Township Board of Supervisors. On this, we'll do a roll call vote. Amy?
Snyder?
Yes.
Davis?
Yes.
Stone?
Yes.
Carnes?
Yes.
Maloney?
Yes. Again, we went all over that in our work session. We had a lengthy work session before the meeting. Motion to approve the Community Development Block Grant, quote, on behalf of agreement. Have a motion?
Second.
And second, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone not in favor? No old business. So upcoming meetings will be on July 2nd, 2024. Vernon Township Supervisors Work Session is 6:30. And also July 2nd, 2024, the Vernon Township Supervisors Regular Meeting at 7:30. So that's July 2nd, work session 6:30, regular meeting 7:30.
Don, just to point out, that's on Tuesday, because obviously the 4th of July is on Thursday. So that is a Tuesday night meeting. So it's a little different, but
Good point, okay. Well, I can remember since my son's birthday. So, happy 40th birthday, Kurt. So, With that, I'd like to have supervisor comments. We'll start tonight with John.
Really not a whole lot, other than, today was the 80th anniversary of D-Day, and maybe I ask the folks, when you lay your heads down tonight, just to think about the sacrifices some of those guys made for us. Not only them, but, the sacrifices our veterans and our current servicemen are making to keep this place the way it is.
Thank you, John. Good point. Fritz?
I really have nothing tonight other than start the summer and enjoy the summer and enjoy Vernon Township and Roach Park. And that's all.
Dave?
Just a couple shout outs. I'll be brief, seeing how Jeff didn't take a long time. But I wanted to shout out Ernest Catella, who used to be our grant administrator from the Department of Community Economic Development. At age 70, finally retired, and I had a chance to go up and wish him well. But as our grant administrator at one point in time, this township received 3 competitive community development block grants. So he was really a big help, and really the significance of all that was we were able to pay like tap fees for the East Crescent view out there, Harrisburg Road, so we didn't bankrupt them with the sewer project and stuff, and we helped numerous people put roofs on, furnaces in, and things of that nature. So wanted to wish Ernie the best in his retirement. Another shout out, condolences to my in-laws. My mother-in-law passed away. We buried her Tuesday, and just a wonderful woman, and my condolences go out to Tom and Denny, her sons, and 93 years old, died in her sleep. It was almost a beautiful thing. And then finally, and Robbie didn't put it in his report, I was kind of surprised, but he sent out 15 junk vehicle letters to people that had junk vehicles in their yards. So just want to let our citizens know, because a couple people came to me and kind of said, Dave, when are you guys going to do something about these junk vehicles? I don't know the response we've gotten yet, but I just wanted to thank Robbie for doing some due diligence and remind everybody, keep your yards cleaned up, keep the junk vehicles cleaned up. We really just want to see our community be as nice as possible. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Dave. Scott?
With school being out, be on the lookout for kids and balls running across the road, as they're going to be around. Bicycles. Don't want to hurt any of the little kids, so just be safe out there.
Thank you. I would like to thank the residents that gave the input on the ATV ordinance that we're considering, because we are here for the citizens, and we want to hear from you. And we've had positive and negative input on it, and we encourage more input before we make the decision on this. And of course, I'd like to thank Armstrong Utilities for being here and providing the video for the meeting and the Meadville Tribune. Jane's here covering tonight. And I would like to echo on what John said about the 80th anniversary of D-Day. It was 80 years ago. There are not very many living veterans from that, because if we look at 80 years, average age, young men were 18, the greatest generation, that puts them at 98. And there are instances of men, boys as young as 14 that snuck in and were on ships, and so, just the greatest generation for sure. A total of 2,501 Americans died that day in that invasion. So, with that, I'd like to get a motion to adjourn. So moved. Second. All in favor? Aye. Meeting adjourned.